It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield-Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, happy Tuesday to you. We're making our way through the week. So, Sarah, you start us with some news.
All right. We begin with some news. Sunrise Beach parents pretty relieved, I would imagine, that no kids were hurt, because certainly they could have been. A bus driver was driving a school bus full of kids on Friday under the influence.
Oof.
That bus driver is in jail facing 20 counts of first-degree endangering the welfare of a child and 20 counts of driving while intoxicated with a passenger under 17. He is being held without bond.
Wow.
Yikes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. This is interesting. Too many fish in the bucket, apparently, and not enough left in the water. Conservation agents say that a group in Webster County and a group in McDonald County, two separate cases, risked messing up the fish population and the reproduction of fish efforts by catching way over the limit of fish. There is a limited number that you are supposed to be able to get, and they were quite a bit over that, apparently, and they did not have a permit either. Both groups were cited for taking game by illegal methods. In all, 7 people were ticketed. Isn't that just interesting?
Well, I wonder what the methods were.
I mean, it sounds like they were fishing,
Just
but
regular fishing, or
I don't know.
illegal
Like, so
method of fishing?
the Department of Conservation posted about it. I feel like it was regular fishing, but they didn't have a permit, and then they had a cooler and then a separate bucket. I mean, they were like bringing in the haul.
Successful fishermen.
Well, until they got ticketed. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Ash Grove police are asking for your help in locating the city's stolen dump truck. It's a large truck with a bucket on the back. You'll know it if you see it. It happened at some point over the weekend, apparently. Crews were off work at the time. It was taken right out of the parking garage, so you're asked to call police if you see that or have any ideas on where the Ash Grove dump truck is.
It had to be somebody with insider information, right?
Oh, no, not necessarily. I mean, they don't work weekends, so.
I know, but to know, okay, nobody's going to be coming in. Where are the keys? Surely they didn't leave the keys in it. I bet they left the keys in it.
No,
because it was in a garage.
I don't know. I mean, they could have broken into another building and stolen the keys. Who knows what? But I doubt it was insider. I mean, what kind of an insider is going to go for a joyride in a dump truck?
That's true. That's true. I guess you might it would be pretty obvious.
And probably some dumb kids.
I felt like it had to be someone who knew where the keys were, but then come to think of it, if it's in a parking garage, I don't know. I could see somebody leaving the keys in it,
Probably some better stuff to steal than a dump truck, in my estimation.
Batmobile or something.
We know the community partnership of the Ozarks does good work. Here's a look at some of the numbers. Over the past year, they've helped more than 120,000 people utilizing the services of 11,000 volunteers. They've also poured some $13.9 million into bettering our community. So good work to the community partnership. And Hiland Dairy Foods, based in Springfield, is growing down south. They have a plant in Tyler, Texas, and they're adding to it pretty big time. They are doubling the workforce there to 154 people. That plant produces about almost 1.5 million gallons of milk every month. That's a lot of milk. Hiland Dairy has 18 plant locations. So good for Hiland Dairy.
All right. Pineapple Whip is also expanding and will be available year-round. Now, not at the cute little stands that have the hula dancer, not at those, but rather at the College Station movie theater that's reopening in downtown Springfield.
Oh, yeah?
The theater, as you know, has been closed for a couple years, and it is being redeveloped by a local guy. And he apparently loves Pineapple Whip and said, what a dream come true to be able to have Pineapple Whip 24/7.
24/7.
I should say 365 days a year, rather. And so he brought them on board. They are moving in, and really the novelty of it, because, you get a hankering for Pineapple Whip because you can't have it all the time. And so now he's going to like play to the loyalist because you have to go to the theater to get your fix.
Well, it'll still be a special
Genius.
occasion when you're at the movies, popcorn and some pineapple whip.
Yes. There you go. Kind of a good idea. But pineapple whip, by the way, has been around for 50 years in Springfield. Yep. All right. 7 Brew coffee shops, the little drive-throughs that are popping up all over Springfield and way beyond. Did you know that those buildings are actually modular and they are built in a warehouse and then they are just assembled on site? Did you already know this?
Yeah. There's a guy that we met, and I don't know if you did. I talked to him more than you did, but he builds those. So he travels around with those. And then the other day I was driving on Kearney and like a whole building pulled out in front of me. It was a wide load building, but it was the whole building on the back of a truck. So yeah, it's wild.
Well, the company that puts those together is itself expanding in Springfield. Yeah. It's called Creative Modular Construction, or CMC for short. And they just broke ground on a $30 million warehouse, a big one out by the Springfield airport. Wow. And 7 Brews are not the only building that they do. There's a lot that they put together out there, apparently. But this is going to be their new headquarters. It will be built in phases itself. So it will continue to expand, but it sounds like it is quite the up and coming business. Yeah.
Do the work at one place and then ship it. That's cool.
Yes. And I didn't realize how quickly 7 Brews are expanding. They are expanding quickly.
They went from 0 to nothing pretty quick.
I know they did. It was 0 to 60 in 2 seconds flat. Funny, I am a fan. My son just had a smoothie from Scooters and now he's an addict.
Yeah, he and I got Scooters. We were somewhere. We were at it's Kansas City.
Yeah,
I believe it was Kansas City. We were up there and we wanted a smoothie, and he became, I think that was his first time at Scooters. He became a big fan. And so did I. Mine was great as well. But
which explains everything.
He is he knows what he's doing over there. He's obviously talked you into it as well.
Well, he did, but as it turns out, it's still your fault because you took him first. You got him hooked, and then I was the second. I was second.
Well, you
see the order there. You see how the order worked out.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
But what did you get? Strawberry.
Strawberry. Yep.
Yeah, he likes the strawberry. Yeah, and it is good. I'll tell you that much. Oh, I met the lady. I met the owners, not the lady, but the lady and her wife and her husband. Sorry. They own scooters. They own local scooters. And I met them Friday night. I was at an event and they said hello. They said they watch Around the Ozarks, which is very cool. Thank you. But it was great to meet her and her husband. And those scooters are popping up all over the place too. So
yeah, we saw some out of town this weekend, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good coffee. Good smoothies. And Cider Days is returning to historic Walnut Street this Saturday and Sunday. It is the fall festival season, as you know. September 21st, 22nd, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. It's a 2-day fall festival featuring artists, crafters, live music, performances, food, the works. And it features apple cider because it is Cider Days.
Yeah. I did one time go to the apple butter making days. Apple butter, you got to love it, in Mount Vernon. And it was actually hard for me to find apple butter that I could eat right there. I could buy jars of it and I did. But I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean there's no apple? And so I hope that the apple cider is on tap. I assume it is. But
it is.
That is an assumption, folks.
Yeah, you can do it.
I did once go to the Apple Butter Making Days festival and couldn't find any biscuits and apple butter right there on hand,
Well, that's a miss. That's a swig and a miss.
I did bring it home, though, so it was a win for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, somebody else has got a win, by the way. Speaking of, contest is going on right now, the Branson Bowl. Don't forget the Branson Bowl. You need to go to aroundtheozarks.com, click on contest, click on Branson Bowl. And then you will need the keyword, and Ethan hit it. Do you remember? Nope.
The key
No.
word.
Adventure.
Adventure. The key word is adventure.
Are we the only ones who think that's funny? I think it's hilarious, by the way.
No,
Just
you're
for the
right.
record.
It is funny.
So this week's prize is a signed jersey from Chiefs Hall of Famer Willie Roaf.
Hall of
And
Famer, Nasty
the Branson
Willie.
official vacation destination of the KC Chiefs custom gear. Nasty Willie. He's the one. He's the
Hall
one.
of Famer, man. Get a Hall of Famer on your wall. That's a big deal. That's nice.
Yeah.
Autograph?
So you're going to need that keyword adventure. And we will draw the winner on Thursday afternoon. We will announce the winner on Friday, but you need to play because somebody's got to win.
Yep. Around the Ozarks is the place to do it, on your app, on your smartphone at aroundtheozarks.com. It really is a great website. It's got all the fall festivals listed for the upcoming weekends. So you can spend a lot of time there.
All right.
And all the different podcasts that we do.
I know. Here we are. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Wake Up Weather with Abby Dyer is next, and we hope you have a super great day.
Yeah. Have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Rescue Towing and Command Family Medicine. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, friends. You are waking up on this Tuesday, September 17th, and we've got some patchy fog out there in the Ozarks this morning. It's nothing that should slow you down too much, but just FYI, you could be dealing with that, especially if you live in a low-lying spot. Temperatures this morning are in the low 60s, and we are setting up for a warm one across the Ozarks. I have 86 for the high temperature in Springfield today. It will be warm, not just today, but really all week long. In fact, I think we could call it hot by the time we get to later parts of the work week forecast. Visibility this morning could be below a half mile at times. I don't think this is a widespread problem in the Ozarks, but kind of FYI, you might need to use the low beams, plan a few extra minutes if you live in a fog-prone area this morning. Otherwise, the day is looking nice and mostly sunny, and I think those conditions will take over as early as mid-morning. We will stay dry across the Ozarks today. High pressure securely in control of our weather pattern. That means sinking air for us and a whole lot of sunshine, mainly sunny, not just today, but really through the entire work week forecast. I have a lot of dry time, a lot of sun. We will see some ridging happening in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that will correspond with our warm and dry couple of days that we have ahead. High temperatures back into the 90s. That happens as early as Thursday of this week. So things will be feeling very toasty again in just a couple of days. Temperatures today, I mentioned 86 in Springfield. We could get to the upper 80s, especially in northern Arkansas today. Just keep that in mind that it is going to be warm, especially out west. I have rain chances that are back in the extended forecast, but probably not until this weekend. And even then, it doesn't look like a slam dunk kind of washout type rain by the time we get to the weekend. I do have some scattered rain chances, though, in the forecast for both Saturday and Sunday, and that will eventually bring us a cool down in our forecast. Pretty much for the next couple of days, we're talking about temperatures, lows staying in the low 60s and high temperatures climbing up into the 80s each day. I told you by Thursday, we could get warm enough to hit 90 degrees. It's also going to be very hot on Friday, but I think we stay dry through this time period and start to introduce the rain chances as early as Saturday. Around the country, what's making headlines? Well, that tropical system making waves yesterday, quite literally, on the East Coast near the Carolinas. Gusty winds, heavy rain, and coastal flooding, a result for much of the Carolinas. That's moving up to the eastern seaboard today. Also, windy conditions for the desert Southwest, some wind advisories out there. Not a great setup because, as you know, we've had some fire weather conditions happening out west, so we hope the two don't combine. Windy, though, for our friends out west today. And otherwise, across the country, things have been looking pretty quiet across much of the region. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. Some vegetable knowledge for you. What vegetable was originally purple? Do you think it was A, the potato, B, the carrot, C, the onion, or D, the cabbage? All of which you can find purple versions of today in the grocery store. But which one was originally purple and then became a more commonly different color. Do you know this one? If you chose B, carrot, you would be correct. Yes, you can still buy purple carrots, white carrots, orange carrots. Of course, orange, the most common now, but originally carrots were purple or white. Pretty interesting here. There are some historical pieces that show that carrots were actually white and purple as far back as the 10th century AD. Ancient carrots were purple and white. Modern carrots, they are orange. So kind of interesting. Most carrots were purple before the 17th century. The thought on those pretty purple carrots is that at the farmer's market today, those are kind of like the unique new ones. They were violet hued. However, now with modern farming techniques and all of that, we know carrots as purple. So now you know. Congrats if B was your guess. All right, here's your next chance to win. Do you remember this game? Pac-Man, I sure do. In the Pac-Man video game, what is the name of the pink ghost? Do you think it is A, Blinky, B, Pinky, C, Inky, or D, Clyde? You know the one I'm talking about, little pink one. What's the name of that pink ghost in Pac-Man? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much to Command Family Medicine and Rescue Towing for sponsoring Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I hope you have a fantastic day and find a way to beat the heat. If the pool's still open, this would be a good week for it. We've got high temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s each day. Have a great one.